A later map is called Rayman plus Hippogriff, which is the name of a mythical beast. So I suppose that's what this is. Dungeon B. Someone must have whipped this up in 10 minutes because there's barely any collision at all. Now on to the Test Tech group. Plenty of these maps are either very simple or feature the same stuff we've seen already, so I'm not going to bother showing too many of them. Outside 4200. Hard to say what this was meant for. It's a standard size level that's fully textured, but there isn't really anything in it. Interior. This is a muddied version of the last map. Interesting. Was this environment meant to change over time? Plain. Wrong spawn again. Not much to see here. There's this waterfall, but the rest is rock and mud. Test FPP. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you something really freaking cool. So in the distance of this map, there's a giant bipod robot. I'm sure you remember these from the released game. The sheer size of these robots is jaw-dropping, especially when it's an actual threat. I don't think it's a threat here, though, not at this time. It does charge some kind of laser attack from its eye, but never actually fires. It is so cool to see and hear this thing stomping about when you're far off into the distance. Speaking of, turn left as soon as you enter and you'll find this bunny mecha in the distance. Can't tell if it's a still image or the real thing, but either way, seems to be cut in half. Oh lord, holy sh! I guess this is a boss fight, but I couldn't tell you how to defeat it. The camera actually locks onto the mecha, which also happens if you get too close to the bipod as well. Oh, about the map itself? Yeah, well, there's a lot of fields, a small city, and this force field which the bunny mecha appears to be protecting. This is probably another one of the game's hub worlds. Bunny no IA. Test 007. Well, it's a lab with occasional framed pictures of carrots. On to the playtest group. Only one of them seems to be worth exploring, and that's Dungeon Lab Black. You're launched into this dungeon where a locked door needs to be opened. But you'll need to take down the rabbits first, else you won't have enough time to grapple it successfully. After you unlock the first door, well, that's about it actually. On to the Test Cinematic group. Intro 1 has a teensy being beat up by a rabbit, when all of a sudden Rayman shows up in the sky and tackles it. The teensy points out a structure, then the scene ends. Pre-calculated is pretty much the same, but now the teensy points out the grandma costume, which I guess was behind the structure? Generic is a test map that shows off some animations when picking up these Oh, what? Oh my god, it's Pink! The Rabid Terminator! While you can't hear it here, Chi on Discord found these sounds in the files. Several of which were reused for the robotic rabbits in the final game. And the last group, Cinematic. It has 3 bonuses and none of them open. But as a real bonus, Lusu's big file included a restored version of the E3 trailer's forest map. Well, it's a big old forest. Not sure of the purpose here, it's just a bunch of giant trees. So it seems like our questions about the Rayman Raving Rabbids prototype are finally getting answered. From the trailers to the screenshots, seems like a majority of the mysterious content is ready for dissecting. Over time, I'm sure a lot more is going to be discovered here. It's still pretty early for this sort of thing. I'm hoping we get to find out the origin of these trunk demon creatures from the final release. They've been located in the files, but so far, that's it. Ribshark posted this picture of Rayman's girlfriend, who Rayman was meant to save from Jabbit at some point. Made a Goof managed to restore Rayman's dance moves, which are used to temporarily distract the Rabbids. That rideable anglerfish is here. Frickin' sharks, man! Thanks to Lusu for those images. Have you found anything cool that I missed in today's video? I've got a good feeling that this won't be my last time talking about this subject, so let me know, and I might be able to cover these things next time. Oh, hey, you like lost media, right? No better time for this. Apparently my old Rayman Raving Rabbids Cheeseheads ruler is lost media. I got it all those years ago in 2007, and only recently discovered that it's been absent from the internet. So, here it is. I remember using this in late elementary school. Nostalgic little thing. Well, thanks everyone so much for watching. If you'd like to hear more from me in the future, consider subscribing to the channel. See you next time!
I'm not going to set up a password, I just want it to auto boot. So I wouldn't advise using Windows 98. When you boot the Windows 98 computer up, it will start that particular specific game. So I'm going to find the folder, which is that the PCI multimedia video device. So the display adapter is the S3, that's fine. But this means this is the Voodoo 2 card. It hasn't got drivers as far as I can see. Maybe it has actually. Let me just check. Yeah, so that is the Voodoo 2 card. It doesn't recommend an ISO file. So